All right, guys. Is poker ruining our lives? Did poker ruin my life? It's a intense question to think about. It's an intense thought to have, and it could drive you a little fucking crazy when you think about it. But for me, it's something I think about all the time. I talk about it with a lot of people. Has poker ruined my life? Should I never start playing poker? And now there's going to be a lot of people out there, which myself included, which say, how we view our life is we can view it however we want to view it. So if we want to view it as trying to make things the best out of whatever situation is, well, then we're probably not going to think something ruined our life. I don't think anything really ruined my life, but let's take a step back. Let's try not to think of it like that, and let's take a look at it. So, I've been trying to conquer my mind in some ways and conquer my thoughts, my ability to focus. And some people say these talks, I'm very discombobulated, and it's Adderall fueled or drug fueled or whatever. And you guys are completely right. These are completely jumbled. This is exactly how poker has essentially enabled this for me for many years. If you got anybody who ever watched me play 24 tables of poker, guess what? They're all scattered about. They're all spread out. I did this for hours and hours and hours. My setup around me completely disgustingly dirty. My habits outside of life completely disorganized. Everything has been chaos, and poker has allowed that to thrive because that chaotic approach is what propelled me to have success. So, of course, I'm going to continue doing and approaching things from a chaotic standpoint because this is the way I've approached things from poker, which is how I was able to have success at poker. So now when I am trying to do better at other things outside of poker, I'm in disarray. I can't even think. I'm listening to a podcast or listening to a thing right now on the Calm app about breaking bad habits with Judson Brewer. He's talking about breaking these bad habits, and I'm just like, man, I perceive these habits for me as to be terrible habits that I'm trying to break. I just can't. Like, why can't I break these habits? Did poker ruin me in this way? And did poker ruin me when it comes to money? The idea of money and the idea of everything. And you kind of take a step back, and, I feel like I'm taking a lot of fucking step back here, but this is something I'm really trying to figure out. And then I know a lot of people out there, that Kumakan said, was it worth it? Was the sacrifice worth it? For me to get at poker, a lot of people get good at poker. It took a major sacrifice. We actively sacrificed relationships. We actively sacrificed our habits, the time that we spent on doing other things, the time that we spent on really ourselves, and we just put it all into how can we get as good as we can at this game, and how can we exploit people to the maximum in all of these different types of situations. How can we be exploited less? How can we master the idea of discipline when it comes to winning at poker? We know where we fuck up. How can we get better at that? How can we master these things? And a lot of times, how can we play more poker? It's like, how can we get rid of our family? How can we get rid of our friends? How can we get rid of our desire to want to go do something fun? That's what we're kind of asking ourselves in a lot of ways. So I got good at doing these things, right? How can I say no to wanting to go out to the bar with Jamie and Timmy? Yeah, it's fucking easy. Really easy, right? But now when I'm sitting here and I'm saying, all right, I want to go say yes to going to the bar, I can't turn it back on. I'm trying, right? I really am. I'm putting all of my energy into it, but I can't turn it back on, right? Well, okay, so did poker ruin that in me? And honestly, I don't know, guys. I'm trying to figure this out, man. I'm trying to answer these questions. These questions I think, we always heard, we always laughed. I laughed. You'd have these successful people. You'd have like a Raptor, right? Or you'd have some of these other guys. They make a lot of money at poker, and they're like complaining, right? They're crying. Shout out to my buddy Raptor. Shout out to me even. Fuck, right? What am I going to do with my life now? I made all this money. What am I going to do? You're like, oh, shut the fuck up, man. What are you talking about? You're great at poker. Can make all this money. What are you talking about, man? But I've started to get it. And now I really do get it. It's kind of like, well, then where do you go from there? How do you have this ability to make a ton of fucking money playing this game that requires you to be selfish, that requires you to be hyper-focused, hyper-obsessed, and then when your desire for that, when you want to open up a little bit more emotion in your life, when you want to open up a bit more relationships in your life, when you want to put all these other things back into your life, you can't. It's very, very hard, very challenging, very difficult, very just like sounds easy. It's just not though, right? And then okay, so then, well, we kind of say we have to sacrifice our desire to keep playing poker, and poker becomes our identity. It becomes how we make a lot of money. It becomes how we support ourselves. And it's like, well, I made $10,000 today. What am I going to go do where I can make $10,000? Well, I don't know. Nothing. Maybe never again. Maybe I'll never make $10,000. Maybe that's not important, but you get to this point playing poker where you're up or down $10,000 a day, and I can't imagine some of these other guys that they're winning $50,000, $100,000 a day. I've never been to that point except for a brief period of time, but when you're having constant $5,000 to $10,000 winning and losing days, when you try to go do something else, man, it's like, I'm trying to sell a t-shirt for fucking $8. Obviously I know what that adds up, but man, it's really hard to turn that on. It's really hard to get that ultra fired up about that kind of stuff. And for other people, I just like, I can't imagine, man. I really can't. You take a guy like Hugh McConn, who had on the podcast, made $7 million in, these past years, just locking himself in a room playing poker, admittedly unhappy, depressed, ready to die, I think in some ways, we can say. You're like, it's not that extreme, in $7 million, bro. Like, calm the fuck down. But man, I just like, it makes sense. I can understand it. I can understand how someone could drive themselves a little fucking insane. And that's how I felt like now I'm like trying to unpiece a lot of the dots together. I subconsciously got so good at approaching things this way. Now I'm trying to actively think about it, and all these things I turned off and all these emotions I turned off, I'm like trying to turn them back on. It's like, when are they going to turn back on? When are they going to flip the switch? When's it going to come back on? And it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't really know. And I'm sure a lot of other people out there think about these things, even if they're not winning players, even if they're not long time. They're just like, I don't know if it's poker. I don't know if it's anything that we do like gambling. I don't know if it's just gambling in general, if it's other things, if it's eating too, if it could be a workout, if it could be a weight lift. I don't really know. But I think maybe poker specifically, it's just the way to succeed at poker is like a lot of, like, people talk about relationships are happiness. Relationships are what make us people. Our ability to bond with someone else, our ability to love, our ability to be happy. That's what I hear. I don't fucking know this myself. That's what I hear. And a lot of times at poker, your ability to turn those off and not worry about them is what makes you good at poker, right? So it's like that's what I've been doing now for so many fucking years. It's like, now I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to find the importance of a relationship. I'm trying to get that connection with people. I'm trying to find that desire to do that. But like, it's just like everything I know in my brain and what is success says, cut that out, man. Focus here. It's like, focus on what? Focus on who? Focus why? The end goal of life isn't to get to the highest stakes. The end goal of life, it's all very subjective. Whereas poker, maybe it's people want to have fun at poker, and I completely understand that now. I think I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. But it's like poker, the objective is to get to the top, get to the best, accumulate the money along the way by earning it, by borrowing it, by getting it staked, by whatever, by running it up, by finding a loophole. Luckily I wasn't a big find the loophole guy in the system, which I know a lot of people out there are, but maybe I could have benefited from that in some way. I don't know. It's kind of fucked up thought to think about, but maybe finding more loopholes. There's loopholes is just entire full fucking madness. And I know people doing all kind of shit. Makes you think, right? If I don't want to do that, why would I want to do some other stuff that's out of line? I just don't know. But it's another subject for another time. So it's like, has poker ruined obviously poker hasn't ruined my life, right? I live in Las Vegas. I have a beautiful place. I have people that respect me, that are proud of me. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of what I've accomplished. I'm proud of what I've set out to do and done. But I'm just not proud of a lot of things, guys. I'm just not, man. It's like, I don't know, man. You think about, like, you got to be happy with where you are, but it's like, am I happy with the person I am? In a lot of ways, like, I don't know. I know I have potential. I know I can get past it, but I also know that I put myself in this position. Like, I put myself here. I knew what I had to do. I knew what I thought I had to do, and I did it. and I succeeded with it. But just like, I don't know, man. You know, now like the idea of money is just so fucked up. The idea of you know, poker, you become great at poker and you get notoriety. You get known if you want to get known for the most part. And it's like you don't really, you don't feel like you don't get that in other areas. You don't get that in other things. You know, it's like if you do, I mean, I don't know, right? I started like the business GTO club. And like I got to do a better job talking about that last year when I had it. But like, I feel like you're as a business owner, you got 17, 18 guys in a group for you, or 15 guys or 10 guys. And it's like, you know, to me, I feel like no one gives a fuck. Whereas when I'm good at poker, if I'm good at playing a massive amount of session, hands that no one in the world can do, all of a sudden people really care. Where it's like if you can change someone's life, I mean, but I get it, right? So that's something I always struggle with. Like, why does it matter? Like, people think, I don't know. It's kind of fun, I guess. Like, you want to be recognized for your ability to do things. And in poker, it was always like this progression to where you get that recognition. And is that a word? I'm not sure. But I don't know, man. I don't know questions we ask ourselves, right? I don't fucking know. I just don't know the answer to these things, guys. I'm going to figure it out, man. I feel like it's driving me nuts, though. Because I start thinking, right, like, why don't I want the common things everyone wants? Why don't I want to become popular as I can be? Why don't I want to get the most money I can accumulate? Why don't I want to become, you know, great at everything I do? It's just like, I just don't have that really desire in me. Like, what's wrong with me, right? Like, why not? You know, why can't I focus? Well, I mean, playing 24 tables of poker every single day for hours a day, you got so boom, 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 hours of decisions. Your million questions every hour answered. A million thoughts, a million things every single hour, every single day, every single hours and hours and hours, perfecting that, perfecting that, perfecting that, perfecting that, perfecting that, perfecting that. Now it's like, okay, let me make a video. Okay, that's pretty fucking easy. I'm sitting down looking at the camera. I'm talking to the camera. Okay, it's not, you know, there's not many questions. There's not many things to answer. There's not a million answers for this video. It's me talking. Me trying to put it out there in the world. I don't know. So it's just a different challenge. It's kind of like you want to slap your brain and you just want to turn it off. You just want to turn it off. You want to deactivate it. You want to figure out, how can I put this off? But that's what helped me at poker so much, is how can I possibly play 24 fucking tables of Omaha or Nolan Hold'em and ever have massive winning sessions? Like, how would I ever possible to play a 20,000 end session and win 35 buy-ins? How can you even do that? How can you do that? How's that possible? Something's not right with you. Something's not right. That's how I feel. Like, how can I be right? How can I possibly do that and then expect to just sit down and do something simple? I mean, how can I possibly do both of those? How can I have the same ability? I think I do. I ignorantly believed I have, but I mean, like, thinking more about it now, I don't think, maybe I don't. Maybe poker just really fucked that up for me bad. And I don't know if there's a way to fix it. So, I don't know, poker ruined my life. I don't know, man. Obviously, it's given me a great life. It's allowed me to travel the world, live all over the world, meet people, meet intelligent, smart, driven, motivated, great people. You know, put myself in a position in life where no matter what happens now, man, I lived a great life. I lived a dream life. Like, when I was starting out poker in my apartment, when I was 22 years old, starting off online poker, got money on PokerStars before I was probably donking money around on poker. I was sitting there on 2+2, reading through the Cole South Bentley thread, reading through the Durr Raptor thread, saying, like, these guys real? Is this real? Like, no money. No money. Going down to McDonald's, double cheeseburger, cup of water, small fry, $2.13. Walk back home, listen to 2+2 PokerCast. Just like dreaming, right? Just fucking dreaming. Like my life can be better than this ever? You know what I mean? Is my life gonna ever be better than this? I don't know. You know, you sit there, you think about that, right? Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, is my life ever gonna be better than this? Am I ever gonna make something of myself? Am I ever gonna make my parents proud? Am I ever going to to be someone that people look up to for something. Which, you know, at that point in time, I'm sure I did do some things well in my life that people looked up to me at, but like, you just sort of think about, like, am I gonna ever, like, I don't know, am I gonna be something? Am I gonna be famous? Am I gonna be well known? Am I gonna make a lot of money? Am I gonna be this? Am I ever gonna be one of these people? You know, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be one of those people. I wanted to be one of those people that is, you know, talking about what they did and showing off a Bentley or showing off those sorts of things in the poker world. That's what I really wanted to be, guys. I'll be honest. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be at the high stakes. I wanted to be the red name. That's why I made my name Joe Ingram 1. I wanted to be recognized as one of those players. I don't even know why. Like, I don't even know why. I'm not sure why anymore. Did I want to be great? I don't fucking know. Did I want to have money? Did I just want to be at that point? Did I want to be at that, feel like, have that success? I'm not quite sure. So, you know, but that's what drove me so much every single day, every day. It drove me so much every day. Keep working, keep going. Didn't even think about the failure aspect of things. And so you might say, all right, like, that was what my life was going to be, and now my life is what it is now. Like, did poker ruin my life? Well, it doesn't sound that way, but did it ruin some aspects of my life? Maybe, for now. I don't know, man. This video's getting long. I'm just talking, I'm getting emotional. And, yeah. I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think, man? I love you guys to watch these videos. These are changing my life, honestly. Really are. Show you guys a lot of fucking how, I don't even know, maybe show you guys a little thing, how I think, right? So I've always thought about poker. Just a million questions constantly about every spot, every situation, everything. Completely obsessed, completely focused, completely driven. How'd I make it, right? I mean, I'm not like the strongest fucking theoretical player. I'm not some dork-ass motherfucker sitting up here, you know, breaking down mathematical situations with every single thing, what to do in a spot. That's never been me. You guys can tell that. That ain't never me. But I've been able to have success at this game and this fucking thing called poker, Nolan Hold'em, Pot in Omaha. How? I don't know. I'm not like these. I'm not like a lot of other people I know. Just not. I don't think that way. I'm not like that way. But it's like, how did I do it? And it's just turned off life, turned it up for here, and just made it happen. Just figured out how. Pattern recognition. So then, how do we turn back on? How do we turn back on these other areas? How do we say, okay, let's flip these switches back off? I don't know. So that's it, guys. Much love. Peace out.